All right, we got a 2020s decade horror list. Tier list that I'm gonna do of 2020s movies. We're still in the decade, so there's probably a lot more horror movies that are about to come out. But as for now, I'm gonna put on the tier list the ones that I've seen. Let's get it started. Categories are the best of the best is horror. Under that we got scary. Under that we got spooky. And under that we got the worst category you do not want to find yourself in, which is boo. That's it. Let's get it started. Uma, I think I did a reaction video to the trailer. So Uma was about a mom and her daughter. The mom, one of her family members from whatever country she's from, goes to visit her to tell her that her mom has passed away. And the dude, he leaves I think family heirlooms with the mom. And slowly the mom of the little girl, she slowly starts becoming her mom and starts like tormenting her daughter. I thought this movie was going to be a good one. It was okay. It wasn't anything to like brag about, but the ending, the daughter, it's a happy ending. The daughter takes off to college, but then as the camera backs away, showing the back of the mom watching her daughter take off. But here's the thing: you don't know if it's the daughter's real mom or if it's the mom as her mom, like her mom took over. I'm confusing you, aren't I? It's a confusing ending, but to me it was. Uma, put it in spooky. The Exorcism of God. Sounds extreme, doesn't it? The Exorcism of God. This one was about so this priest, he's doing an exorcism on some girl. And it gets freaky. Okay, so while he's doing the exorcism, the girl that's being possessed by the demon as the girl, she tries to seduce the priest, tries to get him to not follow his ways in the church, to try to help the little girl. So the girl, as the demon, she ends up seducing the priest. Sounds weird, right? The priest, he ends up sleeping with the girl that's possessed, I guess, while she's possessed. I don't know, things go haywire, and then I think years go by, and then he regrets what he did. Turns out that the little girl got pregnant. He had a daughter that he didn't know about. And then some freaky images come out in the movie. Like Jesus on the cross. You see parts of Jesus, like he gets himself off the cross. He's still wearing the crown of thorns. He's like a devil, demon Jesus. It's creepy. Exorcism of God. I'll put that in scary. Another devil/demon movie. This one I actually saw about a month ago. So I Pray for the Devil. I saw this one like around the time it came out. Pray for the Devil. There's this nun. She goes to I guess a school of exorcism, all with priests, but she's the only girl that's allowed to take the class. So there's this little girl that's possessed, and they take the nun down into wherever the room is that they have the little girl in to like check her out, like what's going on. And they perform an exorcism on her or whatever, or sort of. And then turns out this nun, she has some sort of connection with the little girl. And then the story goes by, and then the demon leaves the little girl and goes into the nun. The nun gets possessed, and then the nun is shocked because she finds out, I think, that the little girl that was possessed was her daughter that she gave up when she became pregnant. And I don't know. I thought it was a good movie. Pray for the Devil. Pretty scary. Pearl. Pearl is the prequel to the movie X, the horror movie X. So Pearl was about some crazy bitch. She wants to be, what does she want to be? She wanted to be a singer or a dancer or something like that. She auditions. She doesn't get chosen during the audition, so that pisses her off. She meets some guy. She thinks he's her boyfriend, but then she starts getting annoying to him, so he leaves her. She ends up killing him with a pitchfork. She feeds the body parts to an alligator, and then she kills her sister-in-law, feeds her body to the alligator. She kills her mother. She sets her on fire, I think. It's a good movie. Scary. I wouldn't put it in scary, but it was good. I'll put it in spooky. Next up, we got Old, and M. Night Shyamalan movies. Now, his movies, to me, most of them, they usually just start off really good, and then they just fall flat at the very end. Except for probably The Sixth Sense and, what's that other movie? Signs. Other than that, yeah, like I said, his movies are awesome, but then they slowly start to decline and hit a brick wall at the end. Old was about this family. I think they're on vacation. They go on vacation or something. They get to an island, and in the island, they meet some dude. And the dude tells them, "You want to go to this one place where it's like paradise and a lot of people go there?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure, we'll go." So they go. And then it turns out that the place that they're in, that they go to, time speeds up very fast. Within 20 minutes, the mom, she ages like, I don't know, 10, 20 years. So does the dad. As the dad ages, I think he loses his vision. And then as the mom ages, she loses her hearing, I think it was. And it's crazy. Because when they get there, they have a little kid, maybe like a 6, 7, 8-year-old. He ages too. He goes from there to he becomes a teenager, then he becomes an adult, and then a girl gets pregnant, and then that little kid finds out he's the dad. Weird, man. Old. It was okay. Put it in spooky. I'm not gonna put it in trash because the story was kind of interesting. We got Malignant. I thought that movie was great. It was directed by James Wan, the director from Saw, Dead Silence, The Conjuring. All these movies you've heard of, you know they're really good. So when I heard he was directing Malignant, I was like, yo, I've seen a lot of his movies. I bet Malignant is going to be awesome. I saw Malignant and it was awesome. It's about this girl. Starts off she's like in some sort of like mental hospital, and then that it cuts into the present time, and then she finds out throughout the movie, she finds videotapes of her in the mental hospital, I think it was, and then it turns out she has some sort of like demon monster in the back of her head that she never knew about or something like that. She has like another face in the back of her head. It's weird, but there's this awesome shootout scene in like some precinct. She like goes all like Matrix on them. Okay, now it sounds like I'm describing an action movie, but trust me, if you haven't seen Malignant, watch it. It's a good movie. Put it in scary. We got Lamb. Lamb I just recently saw about 2 weeks ago. It came out in my recommended section, I think on Stars. So Lamb is a trippy movie. Lamb is about this couple. They live out in the middle of nowhere. I think they're farmers, and you know, as they're doing their daily routine of feeding the horses, feeding the sheep, gathering the pigs around, whatever. When they get to the lamb area, you know, the goat area, they see a lamb that's pregnant, or a goat that's pregnant. Are goat and lamb the same thing? I don't know. They see one that's pregnant, so they help with the pregnancy. Turns out it wasn't a baby goat. I mean, it wasn't a baby lamb. It was half lamb, half human. It was the body of a little girl, but with the head of a lamb. So the couple, they had a child of their own, but that child died. So they think this is a sign that they get a second chance. So this lamb / little girl, they raise it as their own. It's weird. The mom of the lamb that gave birth to it, she starts following the family because they have her child. And so the mom, the real mom, the human mom, man, I sound so confusing. The human mom of the lamb girl, she sees the mom lamb trying to get her child back, so she gets furious. She kills the mom lamb because she only wants to be the mom, not the other one. So I'm really confusing, don't I? The ending, I want to tell you the ending, but it's a trippy ending. You need to watch it. Trippy ending. Lamb, I put it in spooky. It was a good movie. Oh, we got another M. Night Shyamalan movie on here. We got Knock at the Cabin with Drax the Destroyer, aka Batista. Knock at the Cabin. I saw this one. Well, I saw the previews to this one. I saw it was an M. Night Shyamalan movie. I was like, I'll just wait for it on DVD. So I saw it on, I think it was Peacock. I saw it there. And so it's like a biblical movie. I don't even know why it's on here. This is a horror tier list. It's more like a biblical thriller. But it's about Batista and his 3 friends. They show up at some cabin with a couple, and they have a little girl. And they tell them that they must kill one of themselves to save humanity or something from an apocalypse that's coming. The couple think that they're crazy, so they don't believe them, so they don't kill anybody. But then crazy stuff starts happening, like planes start falling from the sky, diseases break out. So then they eventually start believing. So then they end up killing someone, and then weird. Knock at the Cabin. I'll put that in spooky. Not in boo, because the story was interesting. Hatching. I think I made a reaction video to this trailer also. So Hatching, when I saw the trailer, I was like, this looks really good. So I went on some streaming services to see if I can find it. I found it. I put the movie on play, and I was like, yo, this is in a different language. So the audio is in a different language. I don't know what language it's in. But if you want to watch it, you got to put the subtitles in English. It tells you the subtitles in English as the movie's going on in whatever language it's in. This little girl, she goes out into the woods. She finds a bunch of cracked eggs, except one. She finds one that isn't cracked. So she's like curious. So she gets the egg, takes it back home with her. And like she cares for it. She nurses it. So as she's doing that, I guess some of her, I don't know how to say it. I guess some of her energy, some of her humanness like rubs off on the egg. The egg grows bigger and bigger and bigger. The egg grows up to be probably, I don't know, as big as a car tire, maybe bigger. And then eventually the egg hatches, and it's like a humanoid mutant bird. As the movie goes on, the bird, like, it grows, and then it eventually becomes into a twin copy of the little girl. Ooh, it's a good movie. I'll put that in. I would put it in scary, but because the subtitles, I'll put it in spooky. Good movie though. Don't Breathe 2. Now the first Don't Breathe was awesome. I think I even put it on a tier list I made in another video. This is Don't Breathe 2. So this one was with the same guy from the first one, the blind guy. This time he has a daughter with him, and same story. They break into his house. The story was they're trying to get the little girl, because the little girl isn't the blind man's real daughter. The little girl is a daughter of one of the men that break in. The guy just wants his daughter back. Okay, what I remember from this one was when the blind man, he finds out that there's people in his house. I remember he captures one of them, and then he super glues his mouth shut so he can't talk, and then he puts super glue in his nostrils so he won't breathe out of his nose and he won't breathe out of his mouth. So the glue, it dries up, it seals. The dude can't breathe. So one of his friends finds him, and he sees the dude. He's like, oh man, he can't breathe. So he gets, I think it was a screwdriver. He stabs him in the mouth so the guy can breathe. So the guy, he gets stabbed in the mouth, he starts to breathe now, and then he cuts his mouth open with a razor and you see a bunch of blood come out. It's a good movie. Don't Breathe 2. Put that in scary. Okay, this is the first tier list I do that none of them made it onto horror. But none of them made it onto the boo category. So that's a good thing. And there we go. A tier list of 2020's horror movies. A decade that we're still in. So there's a lot more horror movies that are probably going to be released later on throughout the years. And there you go. Thanks for watching.